the man. He's a savage. He calls his shots. He finishes his opponents. When he goes inside the octagon, you know that that guy goes for the finish. He's not looking for the decision. That's why I respect Khamzat. He's a beast.
Wrestle him?
Yeah.
But if he can, I think he wins all hands down, you know. I've sparred the Chechen whore, like hands down, I think Dragus wins. But it's just gonna come down to like...
Sean Strickland has once again stirred controversy, this time by aiming verbal fire at Khamzat Chimaev with reckless accusations, branding him with inflammatory labels. Not stopping there, Strickland threw his support behind Dricus du Plessis in an upcoming matchup against Chimaev, firmly planting his flag in the South African's corner. Meanwhile, Michael Bisping hyped the clash as one for the ages. Bisping pointed out how Khamzat is the favorite. According to Bisping, Chimaev isn't just another contender, he's a relentless force who operates at one brutal pace. From the opening bell, Chimaev charges forward with violent intent, looking to smash, suffocate, and break down his opponents. It's that all gas no brakes style that, in Bisping's view, makes Chimaev must-watch material and a serious threat in any fight.
I'm telling you, this one is gonna be fantastic. But the crazy thing is, this is wild, Khamzat Chimaev is the favorite. Khamzat Chimaev is a -170 favorite, and the champion, the defending champion, Dricus du Plessis, is a +145 underdog. Now, Khamzat Chimaev is a force of nature, and he only knows how to fight one speed, and that's why people really enjoy watching this guy fight. He goes forward, he's a straight up killer, he's looking to take you down, do damage, knock you out, squeeze your head off. Whatever it is, he's trying to do damage right from the opening bell. Khamzat 14 fights, 12 stoppages, 2 decisions, as I said earlier, and I'm telling you, he's going to try and finish Dricus du Plessis straight away, and that's his best bet. Now, Dricus du Plessis, this man's on fire, right? He's 23-2 overall. He's on an 11-fight win streak. He's got 10 wins in the UFC, and of course, this will be his 3rd title defense.
Further reinforcing his point, Bisping highlighted Chimaev's killer instinct, Khamzat's track record as a finisher. According to Bisping, Chimaev's fights rarely go the distance for a reason. He doesn't let them. That killer instinct could become a double-edged sword against someone like DDP, who has the grit to push a high pace into later rounds.
And that's what he's done to almost everybody. 14 wins, 12 stoppages. Only time he's gone to a decision, but I think he's got some problems here going 5 rounds against Dricus du Plessis. We've never seen him go 5 rounds, but we do know the man is a finisher, he is a phenom, he's a freak of nature, he's a strong son of a bitch, he's a great wrestler. He might not have the accolades of a Bold Nickel, but holy shit, when it comes to being effective, Khamzat Chimaev is right up there. He's one of the best finishers that we have in mixed martial arts right now. In fact, I will say the 2 best finishers in all of MMA right now, Tom Aspinall and Khamzat Chimaev. Of course, since Khamzat Chimaev moved up to 185 pounds, he's looked phenomenal, okay? The way that he destroyed Robert Whittaker, that was so impressive. And I don't know why he was killing himself on the scales to make 170 in the first place.
Adding nuance to the conversation, Michael emphasized that Dricus du Plessis is constantly evolving and shouldn't be underestimated. He noted that DDP has solid grappling of his own and warned that if Khamzat Chimaev expects to walk in, score an easy takedown, and secure a quick submission, he could be in for a harsh reality check.
I always say when you become the champion, you get 30% better. This man is improving all the time. He's got tremendous grappling of his own. If Khamzat Chimaev thinks that he's going to go out there and just take down Dricus du Plessis and just choke him out, right, like he's some schmuck, like he doesn't know what he's doing, like he's not someone that choked out an entire black belt jiu-jitsu team one after the other, then I think Khamzat Chimaev will be in for a rude awakening. And that's why I understand the bookies have him as the favourite, and they probably think he's going to do that to Dricus du Plessis. But I'm telling you, Dricus du Plessis is gigantic for a middleweight as well. He's a very, very strong guy. He's got great jiu-jitsu. He's got excellent conditioning.
Moreover, Bisping predicts Khamzat Chimaev will come out swinging, ready to pick Dricus du Plessis up and slam him down, unleashing a berserk, relentless assault, the very chaos fans crave from Chimaev. But Bisping warns that if Chimaev can't finish the fight early, DDP's size, power, and finishing ability will take control and turn the tide in his favor.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. He's gonna go full steam ahead. Khamzat Chimaev's gonna go right at him. He ain't gonna fuck about. He's gonna swing for the fence. He's gonna pick him up. He's gonna try and slam him down. He's gonna go berserk. He's gonna go mental. And that's what we love about him. And that's why we can't wait to see this fight. But if he doesn't get him out of there in the first first round or the second round, and he's starting to gas come round 3. And round 4 and round 5, he is looking to be anywhere else but in the middle of the octagon in the United Center, right? Dricus du Plessis is going to take over.
Meanwhile, Sean Strickland revealed that his team wanted to match him up with Caio Borralho, but both fighters turned it down. He explained that they share a bond outside the UFC, and out of respect for that relationship, neither was willing to take the fight.
But is that why you enjoy fighting?
I don't know. It's like, you just get like pain is just like, it's temporary. Like you just get used to it. It's just pain. Like it doesn't hurt. Like it hurts, but you just get used to it. The problem is like, society is now. It's like we live in a world that is so easy for Americans that you have to actively try to hurt yourself to be a man, to go through hardship. You know, like back in the day, like you just go plow a fucking field, you know, you go fight a man, you go to war. But like now it's so easy that like to be a man, you have to like, I'm gonna go put myself through hardship. I'm gonna go run. I'm gonna go train and fight. Like it's real bad. It's real bad. Yeah, no, so Mick wanted me to fight Caio.
Yeah, Caio Borralho.
Yeah, such a great guy. I said no. Well, we kind of both said no. It's one of those weird things where it's like, I mean, like I know him, I know his wife, I know his family. Like, you know, it's like at a press conference, hey Caio, like how's your baby doing? What, he's turning 2? Like, you know, it's just awkward. Like it's just like it's such a bad fight because I know his family. It's like it's not fun.
In addition, Strickland stirred the pot once again, taking a jab at Khamzat Chimaev with inflammatory remarks. While acknowledging the uncertainty of how a fight with Chimaev might play out, he did credit Chechen fighters for their strong grappling pedigree. Based on his own experience training with them, Strickland claimed he's usually able to handle the wrestling and grappling exchanges, but stopped short of making any bold predictions.
Go, dog.
Yeah.
Where's it gonna be at?
Chicago.
Oh no shit, they're letting the terrorists in.
Do you think, you know, he beats DDP, or do you think DDP retains?
You know what's hard? So those little Chechen, I don't want to say Chechen, not Chechen, Swedish, but those little Chechen whore, like, dude, they can grapple. And like someone like me, who I've been training with these fuckers for years, I usually could counter wrestle and grapple them. So I just don't know if Dricus can be able to counter wrestle him.
But that's what Chimaev did. So, yeah, Chimaev, you can fight. You can fight. You know, you got a beard. But let history record it as, you, sir, are a... You fled a country, you went back and you got buddy-buddy with a dictator and you fled again. Doesn't matter how good of a fighter you are and will always be a... That's good, all right?
Furthermore, Sean Strickland gave his take on the matchup, stating that if Dricus du Plessis can successfully counter-wrestle Khamzat Chimaev, he sees DDP walking away with the win. Having sparred and trained with Chimaev himself, Strickland believes the fight hinges on whether DDP can neutralize the grappling pressure. For him, it's a winnable fight for du Plessis if he can hold his ground in the wrestling exchanges.
Go, dog.
Yeah.
Where's it gonna be at?
Chicago.
Oh no shit, they're letting the terrorists in.
Do you think, you know, he beats DDP, or do you think DDP retains?
You know what's hard? So those little Chechen, I don't want to say Chechen, not Chechen, Swedish, but those little Chechen whore, like, dude, they can grapple. And like someone like me, who I've been training with these fuckers for years, I usually could counter wrestle and grapple them. So I just don't know if Dricus can be able to counter wrestle him.
But that's what Chimaev did. So, yeah, Chimaev, you can fight. You can fight. You know, you got a beard. But let history record it as, you, sir, are a... You fled a country, you went back and you got buddy-buddy with a dictator and you fled again. Doesn't matter how good of a fighter you are and will always be a... That's good, all right?
However, the MMA guru admitted he's no longer certain about the outcome between Dricus du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev. While he previously backed DDP to handle Chimaev's pressure, he now questions that stance. He still believes DDP's strength could pose problems, but acknowledges that Chimaev is simply operating on a different level.
We'll go. DDP? I don't know anymore, man. These guys are... I used to think, you know what, DDP's got him. And I still think that, dude, he might just be too strong to be muscled around like this.
Yeah.
But Chimaev is truly on a different level.
I think DDP beats him.
I think he could, and I am leaning that way.
Yeah.
But now I'm real.
Yeah.
You know, I also want DDP to win, but I'm leaning towards DDP.
Yeah.
Because I think the idea of Chimaev is a round one guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
If he takes out DDP in round 1,
If
he's got him. So this is why I don't think DDP should go out there like,
yeah.
got stuff to take down.
Yeah.
Fuck it, dude. Get on his hips before you.
Yep.
You know? And if he stuffs it, so be it. It'll be the least thing he expects. And for a second, Chimaev, who's a killer,
Yeah.
he's a murderer.
Yep.
He goes out there, I'm going to fucking drag this guy in the first round, destroy him. For a second, he goes, what the fuck?
Yeah.
If you can snap that on Chimaev for a second, Whitaker, he never had a moment in that fight where he thought, fuck.
Despite that uncertainty, Guru described the matchup as a back-and-forth battle, a your turn, my turn kind of fight. He predicted that Dricus du Plessis might open the first round under heavy pressure, possibly overwhelmed early, but if he makes it to the second, Guru envisions a shift, seeing DDP settle in, find his rhythm, and even start enjoying the chaos, with a confident smile on his face as the momentum swings.
I could see it. It's going to be a my turn fight.
Yeah.
Your turn, now it's my turn.
Yep.
I think if DDP makes it out of, I think DDP will start the first round with, oh shit. You know, like, here we go. But then if round 2 starts, I can so see an image of like DDP in round 1, DDP in round 2. He'll have a smile on his face in round 2.
Oh, of course.
Like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
You ain't got that for another round, and I do.
Yes.
I do for the next 5.
Because he's had the Strickland fight. Even though Strickland's not the most athletic gifted fighter, he still has that presence all over you. Well, he does, but DDP was able to figure it out.
Ultimately, Guru puts his money on Dricus du Plessis to come out on top. He predicts DDP will weather the storm in the first round, face a tough and competitive second round where takedowns could go both ways, and even suggests that if he were in DDP's shoes, he'd be shooting for takedowns on Khamzat to seize control.
I got DDP.
DDP.
I think he'll survive the first round. Second round will be competitive. He might get taken down again.
Okay.
But I think he'll shoot in. I don't know. If I'm DDP, I'm shooting in on Chimaev.
Okay.
He might not be thinking that. He might think that's dumb.
Yeah, I don't think he'll shoot
No,
it,
I
but
don't know.
I think he'll do.
You know what I mean? He'll choose something. If he is getting taken down, he'd be like, I'm pulling guard.
Yeah, I
ain't
would
getting
hope
dragged.
he had that.
Yeah.
I'll be curious to see if he does have that IQ of like, it's gonna be on my terms where I want you to land.
And I'm not going to be cramped up against a cage.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the center first.
Yep.
If you shoot early, we're in the center of the cage. I'm in guard.
Echoing that perspective, Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson broke down the matchup with a focus on Chimaev's limitations. He pointed out that if Chimaev can't secure an early finish or establish dominance on the ground, he tends to fade. Johnson suggested that DDP could capitalize. If Chimaev fails to impose himself in the early round, Johnson believes du Plessis will take over with his unorthodox style and pressure, leading to a potential win.
Or whatever.
Yep.
But if he cannot figure it out within those first 2 rounds or the first round he gets him down, I think DDP is gonna do what he does best.
Yep.
He's gonna be awkward. He's gonna be ha ha ha, do the kicks, and I think DDP is gonna beat him.
Yeah.
This is my hot take. If Chimaev cannot get him down,
He will. But yeah.
bet. Let's say he does get him down.
Yep.
And he doesn't finish him, right? I think he's spent. Because you look at his fights. You look when he fought Gilbert Burns, when he fought Kamaru Usman. He had Kamaru Usman fully fucking mounted, back hooks and everything, right?
Yep.
Working for the choke, pounding him, could not finish him.
Couldn't get him.
The rest of the time, he could not find it was shadow boxer. Granted, he might be sick.
Building on that, Chael Sonnen called Khamzat Chimaev the media darling of MMA, noting that he's already been a #1 contender 3 times over. Sonnen highlighted that Chimaev's last 2 wins were of high caliber, they're Hall of Fame worthy. With an unbeaten record and dominant performances, Sonnen made it clear he'd be shocked if Chimaev wasn't the betting favorite going into the fight.
Who do you think the favorite would be for it to be a surprise? Obviously, you think Chimaev would be the favorite. Obviously. He is the media darling of our sport. He's a #1 contender now, a 3rd time over. 3 times. His last 2 wins were over world champions who are both guaranteed to be in the Hall of Fame. He is completely unbeaten. That he is the favorite, I'd have been stunned if he wasn't. Now, I was a little bit stunned with the odds because it's almost even money. You're talking about a +145. But as far as him being a favorite, how on earth would that be a surprise? Where else would he be? And as that fight gets closer, that fight is not quite as obvious. Like if you would have taken this poll 2 years ago, you'd have had about a 4.5 to 1 spread favoring Chimaev. Like this fight is starting to look different. The entire division is starting to look different. There's never been a time that 185 pounds has had such a spotlight on it.
However, Chael Sonnen backed Khamzat Chimaev to get the win over Dricus du Plessis, but admitted there's uncertainty around how that victory would come. He expressed doubt over Chimaev's ability to finish DDP, pointing out that it's not clear whether Chimaev can impose his will the way he has in past fights. While Sonnen leans toward Chimaev, he doesn't see it as a one-sided affair.
I also feel as though if I were predicting this today, I would lean Chimaev. As long as you didn't ask me a follow-up question. Like if I told you, hey, I think Chimaev's gonna beat Dricus, okay, great. If we all get up and walk out of the room, we're fine. The problem is if you're gonna ask me how. How is he gonna beat him? Because I am not fully confident that Chimaev can take him down at will. I'm not fully confident he can keep him there. We're gonna know in the very first round. If Dricus gets taken down in the first round, things are going to unravel very quickly.
Adding to the growing intensity surrounding the fight, Daniel Cormier pointed out that the tension between Dricus du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev brings real heat to the matchup. He believes there's enough bad blood between the two to fuel the buildup and generate serious excitement among fans.
Who is Khamzat Chimaev, who just beat Robert Whittaker and rightfully deserves a chance to fight for the belt now. It's been so long that we thought that this guy would be fighting for the belt, if not the champion, that it's time. And these guys have enough bad blood to carry a fight and get everybody excited. Who is Khamzat Chimaev, who just beat Robert Whittaker and rightfully deserves a chance to fight for the belt now. It's been so long that we thought that this guy would be fighting for the belt, if not the champion, that it's time. And these guys have enough bad blood to carry a fight and get everybody excited.
Meanwhile, Henry Cejudo weighed in on the clash between Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus du Plessis, noting that Chimaev's dominant performance against Robert Whittaker exceeded expectations. According to Cejudo, no one had ever handled Whittaker the way Chimaev did. However, he warned that DDP's unorthodox grappling style could present serious problems for Chimaev, making this a far more complicated fight than it might seem on paper.
When I think of this matchup between Dricus and Khamzat Chimaev is, man, Khamzat Chimaev, he put it on Robert Whittaker. Worse than what I thought he was able to do. He proved me wrong. Yeah, I put my foot in my mouth. I'm thinking Robert Whittaker is going to scramble, get up. Khamzat Chimaev did easy work. Nobody has ever done that to Robert Whittaker. But that being said, DDP, Dricus du Plessis, that brings in the grappling, that necessarily doesn't have the best hands, but the fact that he brings in the grappling and that he likes to scramble and he doesn't stay on bottom and he's looking to get up, that's what makes that fight, to me, problematic for a guy like Khamzat Chimaev.
Continuing the discussion around Chimaev's potential vulnerabilities, Henry pointed out that Khamzat Chimaev has never been tested over 5 rounds, raising questions about his cardio and pacing. Cejudo believes that if Chimaev can't get the job done within the first 2 rounds, the momentum will shift entirely in favor of Dricus du Plessis.
I mean, it was a close fight. It was 2-1 Khamzat. For sure we'll give it to him. But as we saw that third and the way that Kamaru took it, you almost kind of start to wonder, what if Kamaru did have more time? And what if this fight was 5 damn rounds? I mean, think about it, guys. 5 more rounds. How's that you would see a guy like Khamzat Chimaev, because he's never been tested. The time that he was tested was against Gilbert Burns. And you guys may be thinking, or I may be sound like I'm hating, but that's not the case. The facts are the facts. And if Khamzat doesn't get it done within the first round or even second, to me, it is all DDP.
Echoing similar sentiments, Brendan Schaub broke down the matchup by pointing to the early rounds as critical for Khamzat Chimaev. He stated that if Chimaev can't close the show within the first round and a half, the tide will turn. Schaub predicted that once the fight pushes past the 3rd round, Dricus du Plessis will take control and ultimately score a TKO victory over Chimaev.
Who you got in that? Let's start with that. Khamzat, DDP, who you got?
I
got a feeling DDP wins that.
I have Khamzat.
I don't.
Yeah.
If Khamzat can get done the first round and a half, maybe, I just think that thing goes past the 3rd and DDP takes over. I think he TKOs him.
I think Khamzat is a better striker, and I think Khamzat's a better wrestler. And I think DDP is a killer, but I think it's Khamzat's time.
Could be totally off on Khamzat. He's a minus 200, dude.
With opinions split and tensions high, Chimaev versus du Plessis is shaping up to be a showdown of power versus resilience. Some see Chimaev's early pressure as unstoppable. Others believe DDP's grit and late fight surge will turn the tide. One way or another, this fight promises fireworks. Drop your predictions in the comments. Who are you supporting in this highly anticipated matchup, Khamzat Chimaev or Dricus du Plessis? Let's hear it. If you enjoyed the breakdown, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you don't miss any fight updates.